When we look at things like Daniel and how the angels understand how spiritual beings look at what's happening on the earth, Genesis chapter 3, it would make a lot of sense to me if this is how the angels watched and what they understood. I'm not sure Moses knew the answer to what that snake looked like. But what we can gather clearly out of this is that there are evil forces at work in the world. There are invisible enemies at work to deceive you. And I think most of us have experienced this, maybe every day. Taking matters into our own hands, this is the next section. The woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, also desirable for gaining wisdom. She came up with a reasoning to say, you know what? It makes sense for me to do this. God's way makes no sense. His way makes no sense. This is all good. And so she took some of it and she ate it. And she wanted to be close and connected with her husband. She wanted him to be with her in everything she's doing. So she went and grabbed him and she gave him some fruit and he ate it too. We're told later in Romans that he was fully aware that this was the wrong thing to do. The woman had convinced herself or been convinced that this was good, but the man was fully aware that this was the wrong thing to do. He did it anyway. Why did he do it? For her. Almost any guy will know the answer to this. He did it because he loves her, and she's really pretty, and she's his wife. And she wanted him to eat the fruit. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they realized they were naked. That amazing vision at the end of chapter 2, that they were naked and had no shame. They felt perfectly safe in the garden. Nothing was going to get them. They trusted God completely and implicitly. Now it's gone. Now they're afraid. Now they realize something bad could happen to them. What if God doesn't take care of me? What if the fruit doesn't just keep growing like it has every day so far? What if the wild animals don't keep being nice to me like they have so far? What if, and so they sew fig leaves and cover themselves up. It's like when you're scared as a kid and you wrap yourself in a blanket. Trusting God, another point you can write down from this section, trusting God means being content with what He has given. Both in terms of like money and what He's physically given me, but also what He's allowed to happen in my life. There are going to be things that happen in life that we don't understand. Those happen all the time. We don't understand. Could God have stopped this thing or made this thing different? He could have, and He didn't. Why did He do it? I don't know. Right there is where faith lives. In that moment, am I going to say, well, it doesn't make sense to me, so He's wrong? Or am I going to say, I can't understand it right now, but I trust Him? That's where Eve and Adam fail. That's where they fail.